Construction on what will be the tallest building in Fargo has hit a snag. Crews on scene tell us a wrong piece was put in place during the construction of a parking ramp. They noticed the issue yesterday, spent today taking what was built on top of that piece apart. The 379 space parking ramp is part of the Block 9 project located in downtown Fargo and will include an 18-story building. The project manager says he's glad crews caught the issue early in construction.
Our contractors are all over it. They realize that there's a defect. They know the right thing to do is to fix it so we don't have any concerns or long-term concerns with the project. So, pull it apart, do it right.
Crews say that the project's completion will not be delayed. They're still on pace to open the parking ramp by this summer.
We're learning more tonight about a Fargo man who's being charged in the death of his 7-year-old son and for the serious injuries sustained by his 5-year-old son. 31-year-old Christopher Devine is facing a count of criminal vehicular homicide and 2 counts of criminal vehicular injury from a crash on South University Drive in Fargo on March 23rd. When police spoke with Devine, he stated he drank 5 to 6 shots of whiskey before getting behind the wheel. His medical records show his blood alcohol level was 267 rather. That's over 3 times the legal limit. Yesterday, it was announced Devine's 7-year-old son, Jason, died from injuries sustained in the crash. 5-year-old Brandon was also in Devine's vehicle. Brandon remains in critical condition. Devine faces at least 10 years in prison.
A man is behind bars facing a murder charge in connection to a stabbing in Wahpeton. Authorities say 38-year-old Adam Awender is accused of intentionally causing the death of Billy Joe Phillips. On Monday, officers responded to Center Street South apartment complex for the report of a stabbing. Police say Phillips had multiple severe stab wounds. It's believed that the two were both involved in a romantic relationship with the same woman. Awender said the stabbing was accidental. Bond for him was set at $1 million.
The North Dakota House overwhelmingly passed a bill to add cyberbullying to the state's bullying definition, and it doesn't matter if it's on or off school grounds. Schools are now required to inform law enforcement if there's a reasonable suspicion that a crime happened.
Many of our young people that suffer from mental illness and suicidal tendencies attribute much of their anguish to cyberbullying. Unlike days past, the bullies do not go away once the school bell rings.
The bill now goes back to the Senate.
North Dakota's House also changed its mind today, a bill to cover burial fees for spouses of veterans, this time passing it. The cost for covering the burial of military spouses was $125,000. The bill passed by just 1 vote.
North Dakota is a big honey-producing state, and an Australian company wants to use cutting-edge technology to keep it that way. Be Innovative reached out to UND Aerospace to introduce a technology called BEEDAR. It's a tracking system to keep a close eye on the bee population, especially during pollination.
How we can bring in these experts with bee pollination and meteorology and computer science in the future. And so I think it's going to be a win-win down the road. So we just got to keep pushing and keep leaning forward. So it's very atmosphere because, like you said, North Dakota, that can-do attitude in North Dakota. It's everybody we've run into has been excited about it and want to, help us to succeed.
Snyder says researchers will spend the summer trying to maximize pollination to increase the sunflower oil yield and quality.
The North Dakota Senate today vetoed to override the governor's veto of a bill raising driver license fees. It would bring in an additional $5.5 million into the state treasury, targeted for road repairs. It's now up to the House whether to override Governor Burgum's veto.
Republicans who control the Minnesota Senate have unveiled a framework they say will balance the budget without raising taxes or making painful spending cuts. Senate GOP leaders announced today their plan would spend about $47 billion overall. That's around $1.75 billion less than Democratic Governor Tim Walz's budget proposal. The Senate Majority Leader says they accomplished it without including the governor's proposal to raise the state gas tax by 20 cents. But the Senate Assistant Democratic Leader says the Republican outline is full of accounting gimmicks and fuzzy math.
Democratic presidential candidate Amy Klobuchar unveiled a plan today to invest $1 trillion in roads, bridges, airports, and similar projects. The plan calls for leveraging $650 billion in federal funding through public-private partnerships, bond programs, and clean energy tax incentives. About $400 billion of that federal spending would come from raising the corporate tax rate from 21% to 25%. The rate was cut from 35% to 21% in President Donald Trump's 2017 tax bill.
Last night's winner of the $768 million Powerball jackpot cannot remain anonymous. The winning ticket was sold at a Speedway store in the Wisconsin suburb of New Berlin. Wisconsin state law requires winners to be publicly identified. That $768 million jackpot is the third largest in U.S. lottery history. No one has come forward yet as a winner, but they have 180 days to claim the prize.
It is an exciting day to be from the state of Wisconsin today. Yesterday, a retailer in New Berlin sold what is the second highest Powerball jackpot winning ticket in history. And it's the third highest winning jackpot ticket in overall U.S. history. I mean, that is something that is unbelievable.
The jackpot cash option is worth an estimated $477 million.